there has been a tremendous amount of intimidation, violence, even trying to get employees fired by reporting them to the administration of Kaiser, even despite the fact that we are conducting activities that are supported and protected by the National Labor Relations Act under Section 8. Kaiser has also been, unfortunately, aiding and abetting SEIU by enforcing a solicitation policy that seems to be only favoring SEIU and disfavoring us. So this has been going on for a long time. So, you know, we understood this over a year ago when we were removed from the leadership and our union was taken away. We knew this all the way back to the National Convention for SEIU in Puerto Rico when they set up and changed the Constitution and bylaws to come into California and take us down. Mainly because they don't believe that progressive-style union-run, member-run unions can exist. They want corporatized unions. I didn't sign up for a union or became a leader in a union, okay, to be told what to do or to be afraid to disagree with the leadership of my union. I didn't sign up to be a pawn on a chessboard, okay, to be something that's only looked at as membership dues, to be moved anywhere they want, to be done with anything they want. So, yeah, a lot of my friends here have been victimized, intimidated, you name it. They have not stooped to anything lower than what they're doing right now. Right now, they're outside. They follow us all the way to the facility to make sure that they wanted to disrupt this historic occasion. This is historic. This is going to define the labor movement in this country for many years to come. Whether we're going to be democratic and run by union members, or if we're going to allow a handful of corporatized administrators to determine the futures of working families in this country. I, for one, along with my friends, are not going to allow that to happen.
Ooh, yeah.
Has there been any change since Andy Stern resigned as president?
Well, I think if you're going to say that there's been any change, just that there's been more confusion on SEIU's side, you know, as to what their message is and what and how they position themselves on issues. You know, I mean, they keep coming up with one misleading piece of information followed by another one, so they tend to forget where one misleading information ends and the new one begins. So the way we're viewing it, they're very disorganized right now, whereas now in NUHW, we're very focused. We're very organized, and we're very determined, and we won't be denied.
Right, all right.
My name is Jonathan Welch. I work in Roseville, California. So basically what happened to me is I was working on the back dock. I'm an on-call employee. First of all, I went on-call. I've been working for the company for 11 years. The backroom deal was cut that led to layoffs. It was being done while I was deciding to go on-call. I went on-call because my wife had to have brain surgery. Well, after I went on-call, of course, they eliminated all the on-calls first and then the short hours, so now I get a layoff notice. Well, they were, SEIU tried to back out of that agreement because, they really screwed up with the employer when they did that. So, and the employees were really, upset about it. So they went back and they tried to, okay, well, they kept stalling it with the employers, what they did, kept stalling it. So I'm still on laid off notice, yet, they're stalling it. I think we got another 6 weeks or something now. But because I'm a leader in NUHW and believe in NUHW, the employer didn't notify me that they were talking that they were going to subcontract some of our work out. So they didn't want to notify me because, of course, I would tell them, no, that's a mandatory subject to bargaining. You cannot do that. So what happened was they were just going to do it anyway, so I wouldn't know. Well, I go out and work in this area not knowing that they had changed the working conditions and that now the way they were disposing of the sharps, they were doing sharps, needles, things of this nature. They were disposing of them in a different way. so that they could have a subcontract. Eventually, they were trying to transition this subcontractor in that would eventually go and take this stuff out of the facility for us. So really up there in our patients' areas where our privacy rights are, with a third-party company that has no rules or regulations around their protecting privacy, patient privacy, was going to be going up there. But as they're transitioning these folks out, or in, and transferring the other position out, they didn't notify me that this sharps had changed, the way they dispose of the sharps. So I'm disposing of it the same way we did before, and next thing I know, I'm under investigation. I'm now on investigative leave because I continue to do it the old way, and so they're investigating if I did something wrong or whatever. Now, generally, an investigation of this nature, right, when we went to the investigative interview, it would be quite cut and dry, right? Did you have an in-service training? And, there's a sign-in, everybody signs in when they do an in-service training. But because they were trying to hide the fact that they were subcontracting our work out, SEIU and Kaiser alike, both trying to hide the fact that this is going on, they didn't want anybody to sign no in-service training, because that means that we now know about it and would, make us think about it. What do you mean? You're giving away our jobs. We got people laid off. For example, myself. All right. So basically, I'm now being investigated because they did not train me on how to do the job. And so what ended up happening, quite frankly, is all these sharps ended out in our landfill, where apparently somebody can get hurt, by needle sticks or whatever the nature is here. I don't know what happens out in landfill, but I know that we had to have some folks go out there and literally pick biohazardous waste sharps out of the dump. So, I mean, that's just an example of some of the stuff that's going on, and
So that was an illegal dumping?
Essentially, yes, I guess. I don't know exactly what the regulations are with the dump. I do know that's changed, and that's why that's part of the reason why they want to subcontract this work out. I don't know what exactly changed down there. I think now they have to go to some other company. I'm not sure what they do with them.
But they had to dig it up because it was an improper bearing of.
Absolutely. Yeah, there was two supervisors that were sent out to the dump and had to pick this stuff out of the trash. Now, biohazardous trash bags full of biohazardous trash and biohazardous sharps, and pulling them open and collecting these needles. And all night I had been putting those in there, and the amount of sharps that we go through is extraordinary. And they had to pick all these out of there. It was absolutely crazy that even though they're my supervisors, I still care for these people, and they had to go out and do that. To me, it just doesn't make sense when all it takes is a simple training. But because they don't want to expose the fact that they are subcontracting our work out, they are willing to put other people's lives at risk.
So the union has gone along with this subcontracting out.
So they're aware of it as of to this date, and I've got a text message that I can show you where I've actually requested that the union put a stop to it, which they can do, right, by filing a charge against the employer for a unilateral change in working conditions. Here's the deal: they're not willing to do that. They can stop it right now. They can say you can't do that anymore. They're not willing to do that. Why? The reason why, I believe, is they already know. They already know that our work's being subcontracted out. They just don't want everybody else to know it.
Angela Glasper.
They retaliated against NUHW members?
SEIU retaliates against NUHW members daily. My life has been threatened. Kaiser knows. My tires has been flattened. Kaiser knows. SEIU follows me to my doctor's appointments. Kaiser knows. I'm being surveilled every day. Kaiser knows. But do they do anything about it? Absolutely not. Security has had to hold SEIU supporters back off me. Kaiser knows, but what happens? Nothing. Because they're in collusion with SEIU deeper than deep could ever be.